Now, I have no doubt that many of my viewers are also viewers of Ashens, the lovely boy who has a YouTube channel and opens weird things on his couch. And it's very entertaining stuff. If you've not watched him, highly recommend it. He recently did a video with Nerdcubed, another lovely boy who's always been very supportive of my work, thank you. And they opened up some random packages of Pogs. Now, as you all know, I have some loose affiliation with Pogs. There was that whole incident with a gambling website, but that's in the past now, and like all YouTubers caught with their hand in the cookie jar, we've completely forgotten and forgiven, haven't we? So, that's not the issue today. The issue is the Pogs that Ashens and Nerdcube looked at were shit. Now, I don't know where they found those things, but those aren't the Pogs I remember, and I felt that a response before we get on with the main bulk of the episode is important. So I got my Pogs here. These are actual Pogs from the 90s in the UK, from the World Pog Federation. They're official, and as you can see, much more dynamic. There are some doubles, there are some variants with repeated designs, but the designs are cool. There's a dinosaur, and another dinosaur. If you look here, you've got skulls and sharks. They were all very popular in the 90s. Lots of shinies. There's the alien land shark. You won't be able to see it, I'm too far from the camera, and I'm too fat to walk over there and show you, but this is good stuff. And if that's not sold you, right? Skeleton Warriors Pogs, okay? I got Skeleton Warriors Pogs. So, you know, I'm going to be in the UK from September 1st for a week. So, Ashens, maybe you can fucking do an apology. I'll fucking stand behind you and monitor you while you do an apology. How about that? For besmirching the nature of Pogs. Not that I've got any vested interest in Pogs, I've told you before. I've got nothing to do with them, okay? Let's get on with things. Pokemon Go is an incredible exercise in mediocrity. If you're one of the few who've resisted the temptation to try Niantic's little app, you've still doubtless heard all about it. It uses GPS tracking to map out your surroundings and then populate said surroundings with Pokemon who appear in real life via your camera's phone and are caught when you flick Pokeballs at them. And it's kind of fucking rubbish, all things considered. It's a bare-bones app that does the minimum required to be considered a game, with no real goal, only the most basic interactivity, and no reason to keep playing beyond engaging in the same repetitive, remarkably pointless activities for the sake of, well, just doing them. Beyond the thoroughly pedestrian gameplay, it's a technical shit show. The servers are crap, barely able to handle the strain of the user base. It hangs up and crashes constantly. If you spend any extended period of time with the thing, you can expect to need to close it out and restart the whole app on multiple occasions. It's laggy, unresponsive, sometimes fails to register your screen taps entirely. It's one fucker of a battery drain. It was clearly launched in an unfinished state with missing features, and also, fuck you Pokemon Go, if you require the app to be open to do anything, the same should apply to that fucking incense that lasts 30 minutes. How come the timer on that fucking counts down when Go's running in the background, but I have to keep it open to hatch a cocking egg? Fuck you! Pokemon Go is basically crap, is what I'm saying. And it's also one of the best Pokemon games ever released. Now, I'm not saying that to throw some sort of shade at the Pokemon series. I love Pokemon games, and when we're talking about mechanics, experiences, and everything else that makes a game enjoyable, Pokemon Go is honestly near the bottom of the pile. However, in terms of capturing the spirit of Pokemon and being a creative triumph in spite of a lack of creativity, Pokemon Go's got it going on. Obviously, Pokemon Go is successful. That much is uncontestable. It single-handedly brought the Pokemon craze back with the kind of mainstream appeal, media attention, and associated controversies that the series hasn't seen since the 90s. Despite Nintendo being rather hands-off with the game's development, its market value has exploded to $7.5 billion. Go's microtransactions are raking in an estimated $1.6 million a day. Those are the cold hard facts, and they mean Pokemon Go is a ridiculous mega hit. But that's not the kind of success that truly impresses me. What impresses me is that this success can be observed by anybody just by going outside and seeing it for oneself. This isn't just something you read about via hot takes on tech blogs or simply see discussed on Good Morning America. There's something so much more tangible about this craze than many other crazes out there, because all you have to do is swing by a public park and the conceptual idea of success becomes very, very real. There's a statue of a man and a dog at a park down the street from me. It's a small statue. Unremarkable. In the world of Pokemon Go, this statue is a Pokemon gym where players can battle it out via a trite little minigame. Every time I've gone past that park, I've seen a huge group of people, all ages, all genders, all hanging out around that totally quotidian statue, phones out, smiles on their faces. At my local pub, you can just sit there for a few minutes and you'll hear somebody's phone blast out the game's signature tune. You can walk past guys at the bar having just got off from work, furiously flicking their screens and attempting to capture make-believe animals meandering around their beer glasses. The servers at the bar are yelled at because they keep pulling their phones out between orders. Like many businesses in the area, this pub is a Pokestop, making it a fine place to hang out and get free Pokeballs and eggs. This is a level of immersion in a fad I've never experienced in my life. Of all the big crazes that have occurred during my existence, from the original Pokemon Fever to Beanie Babies to fucking twerking, I've never been able to go to a social area and guarantee I'll see multiple examples of somebody engaging in the same thing. Not until Pokemon Go. And that's just here in Bumblefuck, Mississippi, where shit's usually a century behind the times and nothing interesting ever happens. Pokemon Go has come closer to exemplifying what Pokemon is all about than even the mainline games. The series always tried to motivate people to socialise, to get off their asses, go out and meet people. They tried that with trading and battles, and they had some success in playgrounds back when, but it took a mobile app, a rather second-rate mobile app at that, to truly achieve the meta goals of the series. Because all those people hanging out by the shitty little dog statue aren't just stood there zombie-like staring at their phone screens. They're actually talking, laughing, joking together. They're socialising. Because after all, they're all there for a single reason. They have automatic common ground, and that's one hell of an icebreaker. Beyond my own anecdotal observations, the internet's filled with stories of amusing chance encounters between strangers who've bonded, even if temporarily, over their shared goal of trying to find a Pikachu or an Eevee out in the wild. Even more spectacularly, you can read many accounts of people explaining how Pokemon Go's been helping them with issues such as social anxiety and depression because of that reason to go out of the house and that eased ability to connect with other people on a face-to-face level. And I've seen some inspiring altruism involved with this stupid fucking app too. People staking out popular Pokestops to watch for any who might use the area as a spot to exploit vulnerable people. There are folks attaching lures to Pokestops near or on children's hospitals so the poor kids confined within can get Pokemon more easily. It may sound silly to say this, but it's fucking true. This stupid friggin' game is bringing people together, and bringing out the good in several of them, and regardless of how dimly I may view the product itself, the experience it's created is ultimately an incredibly positive force. That's important, especially lately, with the world being almost bafflingly horrific. Between the ghoulish circus playing out across multiple political stages, mass murders on a fucking regular basis, and all the other ghastliness, this level of shared positivity, this unifying interest in pretend animals is more needed than ever. Hell, even in the world of video games, this release is important given the sheer number of hateful twats trying to make the medium as hostile and unfun as possible. Not to mention the fact Aliens Colonial Marine still exists. Speaking of hate, it's easy to hate on Pokemon Go for its popularity, or the age-old controversy of it bringing casuals into the fold. Hell, even some Go players are trying to bring a token brand of nastiness to the game, with overly bitter rivalries between the app's 3 joinable teams. Because we can't have a single nice thing ever, can we, without some gatekeeping superior feeling, sneering little jackasses doing their best to make stuff as unwelcoming as possible. But the hate, those attempting to rouse a backlash against the new hit thing, all the bollocks has been drowned out by what has become a net positive influence on millions of people. And that's why Pokemon Go has become simultaneously one of the worst and best Pokemon games ever. That said, do be careful, yeah? Because armed robbers luring victims to Pokestops, accidental trespassing leading to shooting incidents, traffic pile-ups. I've seen enough of those headlines to where this episode could easily have been about how Pokemon Go is also really good at exposing what idiotic, exploitative, nasty clowns we can all fucking be. And I'd rather see this thing stay a net positive. We need more positives. Can we manage that? For like 5 minutes? Maybe? Wait, is that Pikachu sleeping in an Ekans' flayed skin? Come to me, cuddle me, hold me together. we've had a great bit of fun today, haven't we? It's always a fun time on the Jimquisition, and I should say this has been the 100th episode of the Jimquisition since going independent, or Jim-dependent, if you will, which you will. Yep, it's been 100 episodes since I was crowdfunded on Patreon after leaving traditional games media, and I think it's been brilliant. I think the last 100 uploads in this series have been fantastic, even if one or two people on NeoGAF say that I've gone off a bit in the past few months, which is untrue. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you all for giving yourselves the privilege of helping make this show what it is. Seriously, I couldn't do this without the support and the love, and of course the money, which helps, from you all, you wonderful, lovely people who have given yourselves the treat of more Jimquisition episodes, and hopefully many, many more to come in the future. So yeah, that's that. I wanted to say that and celebrate and fuck it. Here's a montage of wonderful bits of Jimquisition history for you. 100 episodes.
Life's good when you're a ninja block.
Pounding it. Pounding it. Pounding it. Thank God for me.